Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of the Gambia, Baba Tarawale, says the rest of the world can learn from the Gambia's model of religious tolerance. Man and mammal face off in potential showdown in the rice fields of Wasso as hippos wreak havoc on valuable farmlands in the CRR. Chinese President Xi Jinping presides over the 90th anniversary of the formation of the People's Liberation Army, and authorities in St. Louis, Senegal, built man-made defenses to protect the old city from sea erosion. Well, these and many more coming ahead in the news tonight. I am Madeleine Baji. The world can learn from the Gambia's model of religious tolerance and understanding. Gambia Ahmadiyya Muslim Amir Baba Tarawale says during the climax of the 51st UK Jalsa Salana. Amir Tarawale, who travelled to the annual convention at the head of a strong Ahmadi and government delegation, including Agriculture Minister Omar Amadou Jallo, made these remarks as the Gambia took part in major events of the massive Jalsa, convening more than 35,000 people in London, England. That story by Ibrahim Ajata shall air later in the news. The Wasu rice fields now depict a battle for survival between rice growers and hippos. The increasing encroachment of hippos on the swamps has left many farmers devastated. The destructive mammals trampled on and mowed rice fields. Our GRTS team on a caravan tour spoke to some of the farmers. Abdullah C. Jr. has their stories.
Massive rice fields spanning more than 36 hectares and serving a community of more than 370 households. This is the Wasu rice fields. As you can see, this field is already ripe and ready for harvest. Now the owners of this field, some of them have already started harvesting their rice. Some of them say this field alone, this plot alone, spanning up to 25 meters squares, can produce more than 50 bags of rice that can serve a community of more than 20 people for more than 6 months. Now, the owners of this land are rejoicing. The opposite is the situation on this plot, the same size, of course, and sown at the same time. This plot of rice, as you can see, is completely destroyed. Now, it was destroyed in one night. Of course, it was not the only rice field that was destroyed. We had more than 15 plots of rice that were destroyed by hippos just from the river Gambia, less than 30 meters away from here. Now, these rice fields were attacked in one night and completely mauled down by hippos. Now, the owners of this rice, including the authorities, such as the chief and the village health colonel, have demanded a solution from the government. It is said that one should not kill the hippos. But if the hippos continues to destroy our main source of survival, for me, there is a major cause for concern. We feed our families from the produce here, so if the hippos continuously ravage our rice fields without anything being done, then there could be a serious food insecurity in the area. So I hope the authorities will look into this. Now, as you can see from my back, this plot of rice is part of a long stretch of plots of rice that were destroyed by the hippos, 15. And interestingly, it is just one single stretch that was completely destroyed by the hippos. And this is the plots that are nearer to the riverbank. Now, residents of this place, including the women gardeners here, say when the hippos attack from the riverside, these are the plots that are nearer to the riverbank. So they eventually attack the nearest rice plots and destroy them.
If they say we should not kill the hippos, then how do they expect us to survive?
Rice is the only thing we cultivate for our feeding. So I'm calling on the government to come up with a solution for these hippos. They said we should not kill the hippos. Therefore, we will not kill them.
Rice growers have tried unsuccessfully to build makeshift barricades. They have built fences. They have tried to construct contours, but that could not deter hippos from encroaching onto their farms. Now, this is a scene of complete disaster for some households. They're demanding a swift assistance from the government of this disaster that was caused by hippos in just one night. 15 rice plots destroyed in one night. Here in Wasu, Central River Region. Abdullah C, GRTS.
The Transport, Works and Infrastructure Minister recently conducted a countrywide road inspection tour. Modu Bajan was with the team in the West Coast region and reports that roads including the Tujere Kunkujang Mariama, Banyaka, Madiana and Bruford stretch were inspected with the hope of rehabilitation.
As part of the Transport, Works and Infrastructure Minister's recent road inspection engagement, Lamin Job and team examined roads in the West Coast region. They include the Bese-Breford Road and the road linking Som and Jiboro. The Governor of West Coast Region, Ibrahim Ambalo, who was part of the Transport Ministry's inspection of some of the roads, described the initiative as timely.
We have all seen it together. The visit for the minister is very timely. We have looked at the road network. It is absolutely in a deplorable condition. I am quite sure with the advent of New Gambia and the stance of the minister, I am quite sure we will see results at the end of the day.
The Gambia has a road network of 3,800 kilometers, majority of which is in bad shape. Such is the case of this other inspected road connecting Tujere, Kunkujang Mariama, Banyaka and Madiana all the way to Brufut. Situated near the Bakote Bridge, the team checked on this road which, if taken care of, can reduce the traffic demands of the Bakote-Serakunda road. These are highly anticipated, as Governor Mbalo told GRTS.
The road is in a very bad condition, but aside from that, what other aspects do you think maybe giving it fitting for the road to be fixed?
We need funding, and I'm quite sure the government, they have opened their tentacles. You know, the doors are open, donors are coming in. I'm really convinced that the road will be taken care of. And this is just one of the roads. There are so many roads that are in a very terrible and deplorable condition. But we have to be cautious, we have to be patient to know that this
anticipation of government's intervention in fixing the country's road challenges. While officials are equally looking forward to mitigating the Gambia's road demands, they highlighted challenges including resource mobilization and encouragement by settlers. Bodu Bajan reporting for GRTS News.
The Gambia International Airlines and the Hajj Commission Sunday organized a day-long Hajj simulation exercise for intending pilgrims. The exercise took the would-be pilgrims through a rigorous process depicting the practical performance of the Hajj. Khadija Tujuara reports.
Is the second day of the activities marking the pre-Hajj ceremonies organized by the Gambia International Airline and its partners. The chairman of the 2017 Hajj and Public Relations Officer, Gambia International Airline, Babukar Fati, pointed out that they organized the exercise to fully prepare the intending pilgrims to know the various stages and aspects of the Hajj.
Every year we select 2 days in the year, that is just 2 days or weeks before pilgrims go to Saudi Arabia. The first day we call them at Paradise Suite Hotel and have a discussion or a chat with them to tell them the level of preparedness of GIA and also the Office of the Gambia Pilgrims Affairs. That was done yesterday. Today we've gathered here to do the practical itself. That's the physical thing of the Hajj. Why do we do this? We do this simply because we want the intending pilgrims to know exactly what they should do when they reach in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, when they are performing Hajj. All what we are doing here, they are going to replicate them when they reach Saudi Arabia.
He highlighted the experience gained from previous exercises, which he said were very effective. Intending pilgrim Wudeba Sise said the exercise has helped them to understand the various stages of the Hajj.
It will help a lot because whatever you practice here is the same thing you're going to apply when you go to Mecca. So my advice to my colleague is that we should follow our ustazis. Whatever they advise us to do, we have to do that. We should not rush up. Whatever they ask us to do, we have to make sure that we do that. But sometimes when you are in a haste, that can cause any problem for you.
We also met another intending pilgrim who is also looking forward to the Hajj in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Gambia's Kora King Jaliba Kuyate said the orientation will serve them with a great deal of understanding of the requirements of the Hajj.
This orientation, I think, will serve us a great deal. It will help us so that we know what we are there for, what we are supposed to do. It is really, it's going to be very awkward if you take all your expenditure, you take this very long journey, long flights, to get to Medina, Mecca, and while you are performing your duties, you don't do them properly, and which may result to your going as null and void.
Senior Record Officer Gamworks Ibrahim Jaju and Sukai Jobate, both participants, thank GIA for the gesture. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Khadija Tujuwara.
Standard Chartered Bank, the Gambia, has held its 39th annual general meeting at a local hotel. The AGM witnessed the appointment of the bank's new managing director. Aissatou Jatta reports.
The leading international bank met with its shareholders and customers for the bank's annual general meeting. Bank officials painted a picture of the bank's financial outlook during the year under review.
Aside from the economic headwinds that we dealt with in 2016, 2016 was also a year of great uncertainty for the local business environment. During the run-up to the elections, with apprehension from the business community and the general populace on the outcome of the elections and the dispute that followed. Despite these challenges, we were able to grow overall income by 2%. Retail banking operating income went up by 1% to $300 million, and global banking operating income was up 3% to $227 million.
The 2016 audited financial report also indicated that the institution is thriving on a good balance sheet despite low investment compared to the year 2015.
Interest expense on deposits increased from $52 million in 2015 to $56 million in 2016 due to increased liability volumes. In Ivory, net interest income dropped by $21 million to $227 million, and global banking's net interest income increased by $10 million to $186 million.
With stiff competition in the global financial sector, Standard Chartered Bank is also aiming to compete on a stronger footing. Among its various services, according to officials, include improved technological platforms to deliver world-class service to its clients.
We are independent of the company in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, IESBA Code, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statements in the Gambia, and we have fulfilled all the ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and the IESBA Code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion.
Driving on the philosophy, driving investment, trade and the creation of wealth in the Gambia, the event provided the banks and its shareholders and customers an opportunity to declare and recommend the 2016 financial dividend and a host of various key issues. Aissatou Jatta, GRTS.
The Gambia Telecommunications and Multimedia Institute recently concluded 6 weeks training in cyber security held at the GTMI complex in Kanifing. Janke Ture was there and she now reports.
80 participants drawn from different institutions have completed 6 weeks intensive training in cyber security, IT security, and ethical hacking, among others. The training that marks the closing of the 2017 ICT Security Bootcamp was organized by the Gambia Telecommunications and Multimedia Institute, GTMI.
If you don't have an educated workforce, if you don't have an educated population, or the education is just so-called because it is diluted, it is not up to standard, there's no way any national development can take place. And that's why that's the premise that GTMI are taking, that whatever we leave us here, whoever passes through that gate, just come across and sit them there as a student. When they go out, we should be proud of you.
The nation needs security. ICT today is vulnerable. Cyber attack is everywhere. So for us to be able to let the Gambians understand the implications of cyber security, cyber attacks, and then let them understand, have the knowledge to be able to manage cyber security, I think it's something that not only for Gamtel and Gamsel, but for the whole nation.
Dr. Bara Ture, the training consultant, while dilating on the importance of cybersecurity studies, stated that the training is timely.
Training like this is all part of the process of building our new Gambia. Over the duration of the 6-week security bootcamp, we have been able to train participants on cybersecurity, IT security, ethical hacking, and CCNP switching and routing. With the knowledge gained from this training, our participants will be able to further strengthen the network security of their various departments and institutions.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication Infrastructure, said ensuring adequate cybersecurity is a top priority of government.
Government of the Gambia, through my ministry, will not relent in encouraging and providing the enabling environment for any institution or organization to play their part in ensuring that the nation is secure from such unwarranted attacks.
Modun Jai is one of the participants. He assured GTMI that they will make good use of the knowledge gained.
I also like to take this opportunity to assure management that the knowledge acquired from this training will be made into good use to benefit the company.
Cyber attack is now a global concern. According to reports, high-profile security breaches have been on the increase in recent times. These threats, experts say, can endanger the global security. For GRTS News, I am Janke Ture.
We will be back with sports news right after this break. Welcome back. The 2017 Birkama Nawetan season has kicked off in grand style with the traditional curtain raiser. The Super Cup Orlando Football Club beat Jaliba United in a post-match penalty shootout to win the first trophy of the summer football jamboree. Boris Jallo watched the thrilling Super Cup final, and this is his report.
Well, the summer football fiesta is back, and Birkama is one of the most exciting Nawetan centers. And this is not the first day, but you can see the ambience at the Boxbar Stadium, showing that football fiesta has started in Sateba.
There could not have been a better way to start the new football season than Saturday's tempestuous encounter, which produced a 4-goal thriller. A colorful and a carnival atmosphere with a sellout crowd filled the Boxbar Mini Stadium to usher in their favorite local football tournament called Nawetan, and they could not have asked for more. Reigning league champions Jaliba United of Nyambai, seen here in red, and the knockout cup holders Orlando Magics set the ball rolling for the 2017 Brikama Nawetan in front of a packed Boxbar Mini Stadium. Meetings between these two rivals are always intriguing, and this one was no exception. Orlando dominated the first period, and they went into the halftime break leading by a 1-0 scored by Babukar Kebe. The resumption from the break produced an explosive second 45 minutes with plenty of drama. Jaliba United started the second period brightly and were leveled shortly after the restart. Syrian Jeto's close range finish restored parity for the reigning champions. The Orlando defenders failed to clear the ball, and Syrian was at the right place to punish them. The game then opened up with chances created at both ends. Orlando regained their lead midway into the second period from this set piece. Ibrahim Sane skating brilliantly to score from Usman Baji's coiling free kick to put his side back in the lead. Great technique from the Orlando players. Jaliba United fought back, and deep into stoppage time, this happened. A cross from the right was met with a bullet header from Umar Nyandu. The defender rose high above everyone to score a powerful header and send the Jaliba fans into wild celebrations. Orlando came very close to snatching a last-minute winner from what would have been a staggering strike from Babukar Kebe with the last kick of the game. Look at that again, but the goalpost came to Jaliba's rescue to send the game into post-match penalty shootout. A nervous moment for both fans, but the Orlando players controlled their nerves to win the shootout by 5-3, with goalkeeper Blocker City stopping one of the spot kicks to secure Orlando the first silverware of the Nawetan season.
I think we are just lucky to win this trophy today because by looking at the game, our opponents came from there twice to equalize, which is not good for us as a team, and that was not our game plan. So sometimes we lose concentration, and that's why we consider those 2 goals. But I'm very much proud with my boys and the management of Orlando. They really did well.
It was a joyous moment for the Orlando players, who takes home the giant Super Cup trophy with $10,000 cash prize.
Well, a perfect start to the football season here in Brikama for Orlando Football Club. But for the interim committee, this is the beginning for the task ahead, as they are expected to be giving the strongest of tests in the next 3 or 4 months. And how prepared are they for the challenges ahead?
One of the most attended Nawetan will be Brikama. There will be ambience because we are coming up with new initiatives. We want to bring back the lost glories. We have to meet the fans clubs of various teams to make sure that let them come out and patronize their teams and the executive.
The Nawetan Proper will start on Tuesday with 32 teams from Brikama and surrounding set to contest the league and knockout trophy during the course of the summer period. Mohamed Jalo, GRTS Sports.
The Gambia Tennis Association Sunday organized a one-day coaching clinic for 20 wheelchair tennis players in the Gambia. The program held at the Independence Stadium brought together tennis players to acquaint themselves with basic techniques in the game. Sisi Sawane reports.
The Gambia Tennis Association was officially founded in 1938, and it is a member of the International Tennis Federation, as well as being affiliated to the Gambia National Olympic Committee and the Confederation of African Tennis. But in the Gambia, lawn tennis is one of the lesser-known sports in the country. The training that is organized by the Gambia Tennis Association is to assist the physically challenged people with the basic knowledge of tennis. The clinic is supported by the Johan Cruyff Foundation, which is responsible for all wheelchair tennis activities under the International Tennis Federation. According to organizers, the main objective of the clinic is to ensure that there is equality and equity between able-bodied and physically challenged people in tennis, as well as to encourage the playing of tennis in competitive sport tournaments and for leisure. The lead trainer, Yankuba Drame, said this is one of the major activities of the Tennis Association's calendar.
There is a lot of benefit for the disabled people. Number one, physically it will help them because training is very good for your health. Number two is by creating a career for them. And number three, you can see a group of them coming together, socialized mentally, it will help them.
He called on young people to embrace sports, especially lawn tennis. Isaac Young and Ibrahim Asise said this training will avail them the opportunity to prepare them physically to represent the country in future tennis competitions.
If I come to train every time, maybe one day I will represent the Gambia, play internationally.
So happy and joyful of this tennis because it gives me courage and showing the people of the Gambia that this disability doesn't mean that you should be sitting and not doing nothing. I do enjoy the game and enjoy the game very well.
The president of the association, Sheriff Jame, appealed for more support while emphasizing that the Gambia needs sufficient tennis courts to host international competitions.
As you can see for yourself, for the past 10-20 years, we have only these two tennis courts, which is not enough for all these players. You can see that you have over 20 participants only for two tennis courts. Our major concern is building the national stadium for the tennis association. We have been appealing to government for quite a while, but still we haven't got funds, and ITF does not fund such activities. It is your government or your association. Even internationally within the sub-region, we cannot compete, we cannot host any tournament because the maximum number of courts required is 7.
Mohamed Sedi of MS Designs is one of the partners supporting the Tennis Association in harnessing the potentials of these young players.
The disabled people, they are still part of us. We both play tennis together, so when there's a program for them, we also have to contribute.
Reporting for the news, I am Sisi Sawai.
We will be back with news beyond our borders after this break. Welcome back. China has held a grand military parade to mark the 90th anniversary of its People's Liberation Army. It took place at the Zirihi training base in North China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. Zirihi is China's most advanced training base. It covers an area nearly as big as Hong Kong, and it's the first time a military parade was held there to mark Army Day. President Xi Jinping, in his capacity as chairman of the Central Military Commission, inspected the troops and delivered a keynote speech. Michael Butterworth has more.
Over 12,000 soldiers and officers took part in the Army Day celebration, and with them, more than 100 aircraft and some 500 ground armaments. And for the first time, the Commander-in-Chief reviewed the troops in the field. The stress was on combat style, everyone in camouflage. Instead of a guard of honor, the parade consisted of a formation formed by ground forces, the Navy, the Air Force and the Rocket Force, a first in a PLA parade. They carried the flags of the CPC, the nation and the military. 41 helicopters flew in 2 formations. One spelled out the Chinese characters for 8 and 1, referring to August the 1st, and the other the number 90, for the PLA's 90th anniversary. China's most advanced armaments were on display, 40% for the first time. These 99As are main battle tanks, China designed. The J-20 is China's 4th generation supersonic stealth jet, which made its public debut last year. This was the first time it was shown in a combat post. Making its public debut was the J-16 stealth fighter. Another focus was the Dongfeng 26. They can carry conventional or nuclear warheads. The missiles can be fired on short notice and strike both land and sea-based targets with precision. In another first, female soldiers appeared as fighters in the field. The event was designed as a display of the nation's self-defense resolve and capabilities.
安享和平是人民之福。
Being able to enjoy peace is a blessing for the people, and it is the responsibility of the PLA to protect it. The world is not entirely a peaceful one, and peace needs to be safeguarded.
和平需要保卫。
The parade shows what the PLA has been doing to shape an armed force of conviction, loyalty, and capability. Combat readiness is what the military needs to win peace in a world of conflict. Michael Butterworth, CGTN.
Well, that's all for the news tonight. Here's a recap of our main stories. The Amir of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of the Gambia, Baba